Why should college students surround themselves with positive people?
Very good question. Positivity is the opposite of what? Negativity. So it's always good to put yourself in a situation that you can really maximize your education or your knowledge here, and you could do so by setting up the proper environment. Normally, when we talk about learning, we talk about making sure that you have adequate rest, and make sure that you have an environment where you don't have a lot of distractions. So how do we eliminate these distractions? And it's kind of interesting that surrounding yourselves with negative people, that is a distraction. So we need to be aware of that. And depending upon what type of person we are, some of us have, a strong constitution where, even if they're around people that are negative, they can overcome that. But other people are very impressionable. So if you're an impressionable person, if you surround yourself with a bunch of negativity, then you're not going to be able to do your best. And worse, you're going to become a negative person. You have that, as a possibility. So the fact that we're in an institution of higher learning, you want to make sure that you surround yourself with positive people that share the same types of, aspirations and ambitions as yourself. Not everybody is here in college for the same reason, unfortunately, in terms of trying to better themselves, further themselves in their educational pursuit. So you want to make sure that you surround yourselves, with individuals that are about the business that you're about. Okay, so the fact that you're wanting to give it your best in the classroom, the fact that you want to give it your best even in the organizations that you join, you want to make sure that you're around positive people. People that are going to support you, people that are going to encourage you. It's very easy to give critical feedback. And it's kind of interesting is that, you could look at a glass that is half full or half empty. Is that right? And we can kind of determine whether or not, a person is going to lean more on the negative side or on the positive side in terms of if you were to ask them, how do you view this glass of water? Is it half empty or half full? So if a person answers, that it's half full, then okay, that person might be more upbeat. The person that's saying, okay, it's half empty, then that might be some indication that they're going to be more critical of certain things. So, positivity is great. One of the things that I do as an instructor, or I hope that I do as an instructor, is to try to inspire students. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're upbeat, positive, so that you can kind of embed within the student, that desire to want to learn, to want to further their education. I remember when I was a college student, it's been so many blue moons ago, I made sure that when I was in the classroom, I would take it to the point of when I was in the classroom in terms of, who I was sitting with, try to make sure that it was, relatively upbeat people. And in study groups, want to make sure that I kind of align myself, with people that share the same ambitions. So it's very important to surround yourselves with positive people. Therefore, you can give it your best chance of, maintaining a positive attitude. Because think of it this way, if you have to prepare for a test, how well do you think you're going to do on that test if you have a positive attitude versus a negative attitude? So if your outlook toward that test is being approached with a negative attitude, then there's going to be a correlation in terms of how well you're going to do on that test. Okay, so we have to take a look at some of the soft skills and the things that will help us to maximize our best. And surrounding yourselves with people that are positive, I strongly recommend it, and I strongly encourage it to all students and just people in general. That's it.
It's important to surround yourself with good people because those people can have a big impact and big influence on your life. So therefore, you should surround yourself that way. You have a support system around you to help you make good decisions.
We're gonna ace this test.
It got easier once we looked over our notes.
Why did you come to class today? You missed important material.
I was just feeling a little under the weather today.
All right, don't make it a habit.
A negative person can bring you down in life, make you do bad things, influence your decisions. So therefore, you don't want any negative people in your life. You always want positive people to help you and guide you throughout your life and help you do good things.
Yo, Kyron, there's this party tonight. We have to go,
But we have like midterms coming up, so
Man, forget those midterms. Look here. You already know you're gonna pass. You a smart person. You don't need to study for that stuff.
but I do though. It's like midterms. It's really important. You should also be doing it too.
No, look, I already got my cheating together. It's okay. Kyron, me and you gotta go to this party. It's tonight. It's gonna be bumping.
You know cheating is wrong. You know that?
First of all, cheating is the greatest thing in the world. I'm glad for the person that created cheating. He was a smart person. But you gotta come to this party. You got to. Come on.
Wait, hold up.
Why should you surround yourself with positive people?
Well, I feel like we should surround ourselves with positive people just because we want people to uplift us, Like, we don't want to have negativity around us, so I just feel like we should be around positive people.